Hey guys, me again. So just ran the car for a few minutes, just breaking it in. So yeah, it's not making proper power yet. It's when you break it in, you have to run it very very rich, which means you're adding more fuel than you should do. After you've broken it in, you can adjust the high speed needle, so you lean off the fuel, so it's slightly less fuel, more power. But as you do that, the engine gets hotter. So yeah, I've just been running it for 2 or 3 minutes. Let it cool down for 10 minutes. I'm going to do the same again, and again, and again, and again. It takes about 45 minutes of running in to completely do this. So this is going to take a little while. Probably not going to have enough time to do it all today, but I'll talk to you when we get there. In terms of sort of making sure that this is kept as neat and tidy as it can, I am struggling a little bit to make this work. But what I've done is I've just taken this cover off. I've sort of crammed the wires into here, and then I'm going to put this back on. Just a couple of things to mention. You've got to be very, very careful that we don't cut any of the wires. There is a tiny little gap. Let me see if I can zoom in slightly. Oh God, I zoomed in a lot then. So you can see there's a tiny little gap just here. So just need to make sure that when this goes on, the wires are in that gap and that they're not like in the corner. So they're not like down here, they're in here. Because when you put this on, it's gonna, I won't do it because it's like one hand, but it's gonna crush the wires, right? And they're not difficult to replace, but it's just a pain in the ass. What I suggest you do is probably go to a local model shop and just ask the guy to, or girl, to just reroute this, either replace this or get rid of it and go back to an old switch. This thing's good. This thing's really useful, but it tells you the battery voltage and it's easy to turn off and on the electrics. Yeah, so I mean, I've found this really useful, but just over time, obviously, it's just sort of cheap plastic, this little bit here, so it's sort of broken and taken a bit of a battering. Whilst we're over this side of the car waiting for it to cool down, this is the throttle adjuster. So you can change these grub screws at each end and you can change the retention on this spring. That will dictate how much throttle you can open, and then when this goes the other way, how much it closes and how much it brakes. You see the two brake pads, one there. In fact, I can zoom in again. I didn't realise I could do that. Yeah, so see the rear brake pad. So the disc in the middle is connected to the prop shafts, and then you've got two pads either side, which are getting worn down. I probably need replacing at some point. This needs a good sort of blowout clean. Same with the front. So as you brake, these two things squeeze those pads together, which has got that spinning disc in the middle. Yeah, that's about it really. Like I say, a car's running very rich. You'll see it's running rich if there's a lot of smoke coming out of the exhaust. The engine uses the fuel as a lubricant. There's no sort of oil in there as such. The oil is contained within the fuel. So when it's running rich, it's fine, right? It's happy, but it doesn't make much power. So you want to tune it so that you're running it as lean as you can without making it overheat. So you've got a few different high speed, low speed, and idle needles. Low speed needle is this one here. I can zoom in again. This gold one here at the end of the throttle. High speed is this one where the fuel goes in, and then the idle one is a bit difficult to see actually. Hang on. Idle is just down there. Don't know if I can. Yeah, that black one there. Shouldn't need to change the idle. I will change the high speed one a little bit as I'm running it in, but you'll need to play with it and you need to make sure that this doesn't overheat. When you've ran it for 2 or 3 minutes, it's going to be too hot to touch. Once it's all ran in, like as long as you keep putting fuel in it, it will run for as long as you want, as long as it's moving through air, right? So this top bit is literally just a heatsink. You got your engine down here, the piston stops moving up here, the glow plug is just above it here. So all of the heat from here is just getting dissipated into here. So as this is moving through the air, it's cooling it down, right? But like I say, you need to make sure there's enough fuel going through it and it's rich enough that it's lubricating this and that it's cool enough. So yeah, I'm gonna try this and see if this works. I'll talk to you about it, but it's something on the list that needs sorting out. I have snipped and changed the length of the fuel cables, fuel line, sorry. So you don't need to do that. There's a couple of screws probably need sorting out here as well. Loads of spare screws in the bag. So yeah, again, any questions, let me know. I will try and give it a quick clean, but I'm struggling a little bit for time. It is missing an R-clip as well. So there's, Lucas will know what R-clips are, but there's an R-clip for the back and the front to hold the shell on, right? Which I usually store here, but I've just taken off because I'm running it without the body at the moment and I don't want to lose them. There should be another R-clip here just to hold this filter in place. So yeah, I mean, if you've got a tiny cable tie or something you can put through there, that would work. But ideally an R-clip would be the answer. I don't seem to be able to find it. Right, I'm going to go and run it again, and I'll just keep doing that. So 2 or 3 minutes at a time, let it cool down for 10 minutes. And then, yeah, once that's been done, probably, I don't know, maybe 8 times or so, it should be fine. All right, see you later.